Thank you. Thank you so much, Jan, first of all, and Ben for this conversation and for allowing us, Jan, to witness this beautiful conversation with you. Yeah, well-deserved water. You have had quite a journey. Yeah, it's been beautiful. As Ben was saying, it seemed like walking through a whole journey, watching you. And I'm curious, what is it that really stands out for you now after having had this conversation? Oh, you're on mute, Jan. We can't hear you. Okay.
Sorry.
No.
So I was saying, like, what really stands out for me, it's like how quickly or that, that's a change in my thinking in that few minutes of conversation. So that really struck me, and that really amazed me.
Yeah. Indeed, it is amazing. And I couldn't help but hear out that I believe you're one of our mastery level students. Is that right? So can I pick your brain a little bit more? Because I think there's a lot that we can learn from you. So I'm really wondering, what is it that stands out for you from our process that really has come to life for you having been in the client seat?
So, in class, we learn about flavor, right?
Yeah.
We learn about pace, and we learn about, what that there's nothing to resolve, right? So that came alive in that conversation, because it was just merely inquiries to just sort of pick out the thoughts, just drawing out the essence, right? And that felt I felt acknowledged. There's a lot of without minimizing what that is. So I thought that was powerful, and then what we learned, the awareness, clarity, choice, right? Yes, it's just
It just washed over you.
yes.
And you felt the power of it. It seems so. I'm just wondering if there's something that you would share with us as a practitioner that you're also taking for yourself, apart from all the other learnings that you've had today. What is maybe a few things that you want to keep in mind for yourself as a practitioner?
I think I would like to keep in mind the fact that, right, it's okay to change. It's okay for a coach to change the way of inquiry, because I notice there's not a lot of bulleting in there. When the coach reflected back, like, I hear you want to do this, you want to do that, it's like, no. And right at the beginning, he already said he's going to do something different. I wasn't sure what that is. So it's as a practitioner, I will, bear that in mind, that it doesn't have to be that same way every time. It depends on who you are talking with and what calls for it. Even the bulletin is very, very doesn't sound like it needed at this point, or yeah. And I suppose it's just be flexible.
Wow. That's beautiful, Jan. So I'm here. So one word that just popped up for me was fluidity, and you mentioned flexible. And another thing that came up for me as you were saying that, it was like, again, it was like it was customized for you.
Yes. Now that you say it, yes.
Especially made, personalized. Beautiful.
Yes.
That's really beautiful. And I do have one more curiosity because there was so much richness in the way the partnering, the walking together was so beautiful in this conversation. And I'm just curious, is there anything that you would like to share regarding that, the partnership with the coach?
Mm. I felt that the partnering was very respectful, and that, allows me that space, the pace, that safety to just share. And of course, the coach's acknowledgement and affirmations.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Jan. Really, thank you on behalf of everybody that we were able to witness this beautiful conversation. And we've soaked up so much learning from you. So really want to honor you and thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. As I said, there are some contributions along what stood out for you. Do you think you can read for us?
Yes, sure.
Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, is it?
Okay, so I'm curious, what stood out for you? The necklace metaphor, such a breakthrough. The tangled necklace metaphor, holding space for the client. The conversation is fluid and personal, yet it is so powerful, focused and deep. It has a strong human touch. The quick change of mindset to attitude, something that, that can more easily be changed. What stood out for me is the last part where the coach asked the client, what's her message for herself? The conversation, we had that, the coach being so personal and open in a special way, authentic and real in many ways. The ability of the coach to uncover layer by layer to get the essence of the concern of the coachee. Good inquiries help client become much more reflective. Our coach is so skillful in untangling a very strong mind to unleash her true self, beautiful and powerful pacing and mirroring for the client, making strong impacts. The powerful balance between process and authenticity. I can see how the science is at work behind the light conversation. The fluidity of the conversation started off in an emotional high, and gradually the coach turned it in a discussion where the client uncovered powerful insights about her perception. The coach's attitude, where he constantly check in with the client, and this make a real difference for the client not to be stuck too deeply in the content. The coach's ability to discern the issue at hand and how he customizes his approach to touch the client in a special way. The necklace metaphor is amazingly useful for this case where rushing worsens and delays in solving bit by bit, and taking it easy gives faster relief and results. How the coach moved with the client in the many shifts she made in the conversation and anchored the learning of the client in the moment. The evocative inside-out approach heightens awareness and deepens learning. Powerful. The curiosity and observation from the coach when starting with believe you do not have positive mindset, then exploring that by expanding the mind with other new concepts, attitude, and tendency. This case study really showed nothing to resolve. Coach's ability to customize his questions that is tailored to the client's learning style. The powerful necklace metaphor, tangled necklace analogy, coaching presence, and the way the coach created safety and trust. How the coach enabled clarity around the mindset. That was the breakthrough moment for the client.
Oh, great. Thank you, Azazah. And let's give everybody high five. Whoa, but there's nobody. Good. So should we all turn on the camera and